A few weeks ago at the Kuala Lumpur airport, customs officials intercepted a massive shipment on its way to another Asian country. They uncovered a cargo hold carrying $13 million worth of contraband. Inside 72 servers, falsely labeled as ordinary computer parts, inspectors found stacks of highly advanced Nvidia AI processors. Washington directed this operation. The U.S. government is enforcing a strict blockade to keep these specific cutting-edge chips out of China. In Washington's view, these processors are the ultimate deciders of future military and economic power. Beijing publicly claims it doesn't need them, stating they are building a totally self-reliant tech industry. Yet black market smugglers are quietly handling receipts for hundreds of millions of dollars in illicit hardware transactions to get these exact chips across the border. To bypass the American blockade, China is executing a shadow war. This diagram breaks down an AI system into three foundational tiers: the physical hardware layer at the bottom, the data and software layer in the middle, and the consumer application layer at the top. The fight is happening across all three. At that bottom physical layer, Chinese firms are desperate to acquire banned Nvidia chips. Because they cannot yet manufacture hardware of this quality domestically, they rely on complex supply chain workarounds. Some smuggling networks even involve top-level executives from international server companies. They use simple paperwork tricks to fool inspectors, relabeling highly restricted graphical processing units as older central processing units. In response, the U.S. Congress is exploring a physical security countermeasure, embedding tiny hardware trackers directly into the silicon of every chip manufactured, allowing authorities to verify their locations anywhere on Earth. This map shows how that tracking would work. A U.S. transmitter sends a digital signal ping to a processor officially registered to operate in a permitted country, like Vietnam. Because light travels at a constant speed, that signal should take a highly specific amount of time to return. If the response takes even 45 nanoseconds longer than the math dictates, authorities have physics-based proof the chip is secretly operating further away, triggering a raid. But securing the physical layer is a losing battle if the digital borders are left wide open. If you can't smuggle the hardware, you can still steal the software. That brings us to the second tier of the tech stack, the training data. If China cannot physically build the most powerful AI from scratch, they target the digital brain of the models that already exist. Anthropic, an American tech company, recently uncovered a massive digital heist against its Claude AI model. They accused Alibaba of using 25,000 fake accounts to systematically bombard Claude with millions of complex queries. This visualization demonstrates what is known as a distillation attack. Instead of spending years and billions of dollars gathering raw human data to train an AI, attackers repeatedly question a finished American model. They siphon off those perfect gold medal outputs and use them as the raw training data to build their own parallel clone. Look at the cost disparity on this chart. The original model requires an enormous financial investment to develop. The distilled clone captures world-class capabilities for a microscopic fraction of that original research cost. American companies are deploying double-agent tactics to stop it. When they detect scraping bots, they intentionally feed them corrupted, poisoned data disguised as highly valuable information, ruining the cloned model from the inside. While the U.S. scrambles to protect its proprietary data, China is taking those cloned models and moving to the final layer of the stack to dominate the market. At the very top of the stack is the application layer, the interface where everyday consumers and businesses actually interact with the AI. China takes these highly capable, distilled models and releases them globally as open-weight software. They allow anyone in the world to download and run the systems for free. They aren't trying to generate direct revenue from the software. This is a spoiler strategy. By flooding the market with a free alternative, they instantly undercut the profit margins of U.S. tech giants attempting to sell expensive commercial subscriptions. This strategy is explicitly aimed at the global south. Look at Venezuela under Nicolás Maduro. The 4G cellular networks and cloud computing infrastructure keeping the country online are heavily provided by Chinese tech companies. When you provide the application layer for free, developing nations bake your technology into their critical infrastructure. You create a permanent technological dependency that locks out American competitors for decades. The United States and China are playing two completely different games. The U.S. treats AI like an arms race. The The priority is to hoard intellectual property, protect corporate profit margins, and maximize military defense capabilities. China operates on a hemispheric philosophy. Their state-subsidized strategy focuses on widespread societal integration. They want their systems everywhere, immediately, even if it means giving the software away. They have an urgent, physical necessity driving this timeline. China faces an impending demographic crisis. Within a generation, they will lack the young workforce required to sustain their economy. They need widespread AI automation to fill the physical labor gap. The technology is already being embedded into their daily physical reality. We see this integration directly on assembly lines for Chinese electric vehicles, where advanced automation operates alongside human workers to dominate mass consumer manufacturing. Ultimate AI supremacy will not be awarded to the nation that builds the smartest language model in a highly secure, closed laboratory. It goes to the nation that weaves its tech stack so deeply into the global economy that the rest of the world cannot function without it.